Good morning. In India, various taxes are imposed, and the taxes are divided into direct taxes and indirect taxes. In direct taxes, one of the very important component is the income tax. This is personal income tax, and through which the government is getting lots of revenue. But when it comes to the people always feel painful to pay the tax. Of course, tax is a compulsion, but too much of percentage that you need to pay, obviously people may not be happy with that. But still, so this is a compulsion people are paying, and it is not just in India. This is happening throughout the world. And as far as the latest budget is concerned, budget of 2020 and 2021. As far as this budget is concerned, a new tax regime has been introduced. Number of slabs have been increased, and this is to create a sort of flexibility where a taxpayer can opt for either to join the new regime or stay in the old regime. What is the difference between these two? But basically, what happens, now the job of the chartered accountants will increase like anything, because for an individual, it is very difficult to, you know, this calculate all these things. Of course, the finance minister also announced that you need not go to chartered accountant and you can personally submit your returns, like that they are saying. But for better advice, one has to go to a chartered accountant, who is experienced one, so that CA will be advising a person whether to join the new regime or stay back in the old regime. But what is the difference between these two? So this is a mechanism, where, you know, as far as the old regime is concerned, certain exemptions and deductions are permitted. Like you pay, this premium for this life, as far as the children's school fees is concerned. So these are all exempted from the tax, right? So and provident fund, whatever you are paying, so they are all exempted under the old regime, and this is what is happening all these days. Now, a person who is opting for the new regime now, that person has to forego all these exemptions and deductions. This is very important. This is the place where the calculations will come into picture. Of course, a person who is earning above 15 lakhs, there is no problem, right? So that is, 30% has been decided for that. So, but now, as far as the new regime is concerned, new slabs have come into the picture, and income tax, this percentage that has been reduced, that may be comfortable to the people to, this larger extent, but at the same time, foregoing these exemptions and deductions, that is very important. Fine. So as far as this new regime is concerned, this so many sections of like income tax act, they have been invoked. Like, you might have heard about the 80C, section 80C. Under this you will have some deductions. Similarly, 80CCC, 80 triple C. Similarly, you have 80D, 80E, 80G, 80 double E. Like this, various sections are there. But my dear friends, you need not remember all these sections. But if you can remember one or two sections to write in the examination, so that will be, this really good. But whatever the deductions or exemptions a person is getting under these sections, so these deductions and exemptions are not available. They are no more available in the new regime. So one has to be very clear, and this is a personal choice. Either you can be, opting for the new regime or stay back in the old tax regime. So now I would like to show you the document. Kindly have a look at this. Look at this. Just a minute. Yeah. Now, if you look at this income per annum, what is the proposed tax rate and what is the old tax rate. Up to 2.5 lakhs there is no tax rate proposed here, and in the old tax rate also up to 2.5 lakhs there is no tax. But when it comes to 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs in the old regime, so it was 5%. But now you have a new proposal that is called no tax, but the condition applies. The condition is that you have to forego these deductions and exemptions. Similarly, 5 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs, a person has to pay 20% in the old regime. Now it has been reduced to 10%. This is really attractive, right? So much of percentage has been reduced. But when it comes to, this availing the facility of exemptions and deductions, that is no more available in the new proposed tax rate or new tax regime. Similarly, 7.5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, earlier it was 20%, now it has been reduced to 15% with the condition that no exemptions and deductions. Similarly, 10 lakhs to 12.5 lakhs, earlier it was 30%, now it has been reduced to 20%. 12.5 lakhs to 15 lakhs, earlier it was 30, now it has been reduced to 25%. And whenever and whoever is earning above 15 lakhs, earlier it was 30%, and in the proposed tax rate also this is the 30%. There is no change in this. But the point is that where the deductions are applicable, where exemptions are applicable, where they are not applicable, that is very important. Just remember one thing: whatever has been proposed in the new tax regime in budget 2020 and 2021, if a person wants to avail under the new tax regime, he or she has to forego all the exemptions and deductions whatever are being enjoyed all these days. Look at this. As per the budget document, an individual taxpayer opting for the new tax regime will not be entitled, very, very, very important, will not be entitled for deduction under 80C of the income tax. What is 80C? It provides deduction for contributions towards insurance premium, deferred annuity, provident fund, and certain types of shares. So they are all were eligible under 80C as far as the old regime is concerned. If a person is opting for the new tax regime, he or she has to forego this. Look at this. Taxpayer will also have to forego deductions under 80CCC, that is nothing but contribution towards certain pension funds. Section 80D, health insurance. Section 80E, interest on loan for higher education. 80EE, interest on loan taken for residential property. 80EEB, purchase of electric vehicle, and 80G, rent paid. Like this, you will get the exemptions, right? And besides, a taxpayer opting for the new scheme will not get another one. Please see here very carefully. LTC. A taxpayer opting for the new scheme will not get a tax benefit for LTC, leave travel concession, and allowances for incomes of minors, and certain allowances of MPs and MLAs that will not be coming into the picture. And the tax benefit will not be available in respect of the free food and beverages through vouchers provided to employees. Hope you are getting this. So many employees, they get the this subsidized food and beverages through the vouchers, and that will not be available from now if a person opts for the new tax regime. But however, certain deductions are proposed to be retained in the new regime, like a conveyance allowance for meeting expenses in performance of a duty, and allowance for travel on tour and transfers. Clear? There you can avail this. But please remember, whatever you can see on the screen in the first paragraph, plus whatever is given under 80C, section 80C of Income Tax Act. Now, a person opting for the new regime, that person cannot avail all these benefits. Am I clear? And kindly see here, some of you may not be aware of this. What is the difference between LTC, leave travel concession, and conveyance allowance? Right? So this leave travel concession, LTC generally used for, by the employees whenever they are going, whenever they are opting to, go on leave along with the family. And this facility is available for all the government employees. But when you say conveyance allowance, so this is for the purpose of moving on the work of the government, meaning, so this is the allowance meeting the expenses in performance of the duties. That is very important. But when it comes to LTC, so you are going on some pleasure trip along with the family. But conveyance allowance, you are moving, but this is with respect to performance of the duties. Am I clear? So this is another aspect in this budget, and we'll be learning more and more what have been given in the budget, and we'll take some time, we'll explain in detail, and we'll try to understand the whole budget in detail. So thank you so much. Take very good care and have a wonderful day.